Hi, you guys. So, I'm hoping that that's where I'm supposed to be staring to be looking at you. I think it is. So, anyway, welcome to My Sustainable Life. And, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. The weekend is like tomorrow. I always consider that the weekend basically starts like tonight, as soon as you get off work kind of thing. On Friday night, so anyway, so I guess technically the weekend is tonight, but it's awesome. So I hope you all had a wonderful week and that you are accomplishing the things you wanting to accomplish and getting your goals done and all that kind of stuff. I recently saw a video live of a friend of mine who was like in her car for like the 5th time doing a live video, and she's like, you guys, I don't live in my car, I promise, like my office isn't in my car. And I had to crack up because I'm always in my car because I live in my van, and then if I'm not in my van, I'm in my car. So it's like my videos are always in my van or my car, and it's okay. So anyway, I was cracking up. I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I wanted to share a little bit about kind of bouncing off of my last video about not allowing other people's goals to change your life or for you to focus on your own goals and things like that. So the other day we live outside of Minneapolis, and my husband was like, you know what, it's time for a date night. I haven't taken you out in a long time. We're going into the cities for a date night. So we're going in to my favorite restaurant, Good Earth. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's amazing. If you live in the Minneapolis area, check it out. It's like all organic food, and like they're really health conscious. So you can be picky, like, please keep the edamame off, and I need it to be gluten free, and he needs his to be lactose free. And they're not like, oh my gosh, these people, like, they're totally used to people like that. So it's really cool. It's like the one place I feel safe asking those kinds of questions. You go into so many restaurants and you're like, do you have anything gluten-free? And they just look at you like, seriously? And it's like, okay, never mind, Anyway, sorry, there's a bug. Anyway, so we're going into this restaurant, and in the past we have run into some old friends of ours there. And we really aren't close with them now. Some things happened, life, they moved away, but our relationship was getting really rocky anyway. It kind of had turned into one of those relationships where, it was like they were competing with us and trying to, like live with more, I guess, kind of show off their money kind of thing in a way. I guess it's a long story. I'm not going to get into all of that, but basically we're not really friends anymore because of the situation where it kind of just spiraled out of control and it got weird. So we ran into them the other day, or, like a year ago at this same place. And so every time we go back there, I'm like, are we going to run into them again? Like, what are the chances? You're in Minneapolis. Like, what are the chances you're going to run into a friend, twice in the same place? Like, that's just really rare. But the fear is always there because, it's going to be there. That's going to be normal. So I was thinking about it on the way into the cities, and I was thinking, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, our lives are amazing right now. And then I started thinking about, like, in what way are they amazing? Because your brain just goes there. And I was like, we're living in the van, which is something we've always wanted to do. David is, my husband, is substitute teaching, which is something he's always wanted to do. And then it hit me, like, those people would never think that that's a success, because they wouldn't think that moving into your vehicle is a good thing. They wouldn't think that having a job that's not very stable, because let's face it, substitute teaching, like, it's really variant on if there's an opening, and even if there is an opening, sometimes they go ahead and cancel it again. So it's like, you don't know where your money is coming from one day to the next. And I just started thinking about all the things that I consider to be these amazing successes that we've worked towards in our lives, and realizing this couple would not be impressed by that and would not think, you know, that this is a good thing. And then it hit me, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. These people aren't even in my life. And I'm sitting here trying to justify something that I've always wanted to do to people who I haven't even run into, to people that I don't even care what they think, when I really stop and think about it. But how many of us do that? How many of us on a daily basis are justifying ourselves in our heads to all the people that we know don't agree with us or are judging us from the outside? And it doesn't even matter. You're never even going to talk to that person again. And even if you happen to bump into that person, you're never going, you don't care. Like, you're not going to bump into them again. You know, like, it's not going to be like a repeated thing. And even if it is a repeated thing, again, you don't care what they think. They're not in your life for a reason. Like, they're not in your life because you chose for them not to be, because they were a bad, I don't know, I don't want to say vibe, but like, and I don't want to say influence either, but like, they just weren't healthy for you and you weren't healthy for them. Like, it came to the point where, you know, we're both like just bad for each other, and we're just like harming each other and remaining friends and continuing to pretend like we're friends. And this is just not good. You know, you've all been there. You've all had friends like that. You've all had situations go that way. Coworkers, you know, how many times have you started a job and you're working somewhere and something weird happens, and before you know it, you've got this coworker that hates your guts and you don't know why, and you're like, well, I don't really wish you ill, but I really don't want to ever see you again. Why do we spend our time justifying in our heads to this person why we chose to do what we chose to do when it doesn't even matter? They don't know your finances. They don't know your goals. They don't know your dreams. They don't know what your family situation is. They don't know anything else. But they're standing from the outside looking in and going, oh, they moved into a van, or oh, they moved here, or they moved there, or they're making this decision. You are making this decision, and it doesn't even matter what they think. Like, it has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with anything that they're about. And again, they know nothing about you. They know nothing about your lifestyle or where you're going in life. And so I'm just saying, we need to stop worrying about that and what other people think, and worrying about justifying ourselves to people that it doesn't even matter. Like, it just doesn't even matter what they think. The people who you want in your lives, the people who are going to be your tribe and your community, are people who are going to understand why you made choices that you made, are going to understand why you are headed in the direction you're headed, and they're going to go, oh, that's awesome. You know, like, my best friends, when I say to them, oh, we're going to do such and such, they don't go, oh, why are you doing that? They go, oh, either A, you've always wanted to do that, or B, that really lines up with your future goals, because they understand where I'm going. They understand where I've been. They understand all of that. And it just doesn't matter for us to continually, and again, for us to continually think about it over and over and over again, and wonder, like, what do they think, or justify it in our heads to this person, they probably aren't even thinking about it. Like, truth be told, I am not so spectacular that everyone else walks around in their life thinking about me and what choices I made. And how narcissistic is it that I worry about what everybody else is thinking about my personal choice, like, on a consistent basis? Like, I'm worrying about what they're thinking way less than they even consider my existence, you know? Like, yeah, you've got friends and stuff, but we're not talking about friends. We're talking about people who you're not even really close with. So all that I'm saying is, go out and make those choices, make those decisions, and live your life, and attract that tribe and that community that is going to support you in that, and build those relationships. You know, look at the women in your life that you are that you want to be close with and that you are close with, and say, hey, let's go out for a cup of coffee, let's go out for a cup of tea, let's go to a movie together, and build that community. And slowly you will watch yourself start to become more confident and start to grow in those things that you want to achieve, because you aren't just sitting in your head going, oh, why does everybody think that I'm stupid? They don't. They aren't even thinking about you. Like, just move on and make that choice. and leave them behind. Leave those negative people behind, because even if they are thinking about you, even if they are, you know, judging you in that, it doesn't really matter. None of it matters. It's not their life. They have 100 years to live and you have 100 years to live. I mean, hopefully we all get 100 years, right? Live that 100 years the way you want to, because they get to go do whatever they want. And if they're not happy with their life, then that's on them. That's not something you can fix. So anyway, I didn't want to preach this long, but I wondered if I would. So anyway, I hope that that was helpful and that just encouraging and motivational. Like I said, like this month we're just focusing on motivation and self-care and just like furthering our goals and furthering the things that we're looking for in our lives. And I just really want to pour into that this month. So feel free to comment below if it helped and if it was motivational, and if not, I'll try again next week. How about that? All right. You guys all have a wonderful and beautiful weekend, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye.